2025 has been a weirdly fascinating year for tech. For the first time, we saw GPUs simulating robots fully in real time. Phones started costing more than your kidneys. And suddenly, a tech company stepped into automobile industry. But which company did innovate the most? And which one should you rely on? Welcome to the best tech company of the year. Starting with the powerhouse. The company which powered the whole AI industry this year. And it's obvious. Nvidia's Blackwell AI chips didn't just outperform competitors, they became the foundation of modern AI. From ChatGPT to autonomous vehicles to medical research. If AI did something impressive in 2025, Nvidia was always behind it. Their valuation crossed the GDP of multiple countries. Entire governments now rely on their hardware. And ultimately, Nvidia is the clear winner on this category. Okay, on to the next one. The Architect, the company which shaped tech, solving huge problems in our day-to-day usage. This year, Google released their Pixel 10 series, the standard Pixel 10, the Pixel 10 Pro and Pro XL, and the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. They also released their new Tensor G5 chipsets, which obviously made some improvements in the battery and the performance. But Google's innovation wasn't hardware. It was a behavior change. Search stopped being about links. It became about answers. Maps became predictive. Pixels became context aware. AI quietly blended into everyday life. Google didn't shout innovation, they shipped it. Other than that, the 6-7 doodle. For me, Google really made tech effortless this year. Okay, as you all know, some companies innovate by taking huge risks. Others innovate by refining every detail until nothing breaks. And that second approach is what I call the perfectionist. When it comes to Apple, innovation in 2025 didn't mean doing something first. It meant doing it perfectly. And the iPhone 17 lineup is the perfect example. On paper, it wasn't revolutionary. No crazy fold, no experimental form factor. But what Apple did focus on was performance consistency, camera reliability, battery efficiency, ecosystem smoothness, and so much more. The iPhone 17 didn't try to impress you. It tried to never fail you. And for millions of people, that's exactly what they want. But although to mention, Apple's Vision Pro was also a perfect piece of tech. But the problem was, innovation is useless if people literally don't want it. So basically, this one goes to Apple. Okay, so next one comes the shapeshifter. And literally nobody saw this coming. In 2025, Samsung dropped a trifold phone. Not a concept, not a prototype, a real product. It wasn't practical for everyone. And it wasn't cheap. But it sent a clear message. The smartphones are not finished yet. But without Samsung constantly reshaping devices, phones would have stopped evolving years ago. And that's why in 2025, Samsung earns the title. And lastly, it's the disruptor. One of the major smartphone companies launching a full-scale electric car was literally in no one's tech bingo card in this year. The Xiaomi SUV 7 wasn't a flashy concept or a PR stunt. It was a serious production-ready EV. Fast, software-first, and deeply tied into Xiaomi's ecosystem. It felt less like a car and more like a giant smart device on wheels. Xiaomi treated their automobiles the same way they treat their phones. Aggressive pricing, tight software integration, and execution. And surprisingly, it worked. Entering the car industry is brutal. Low margins, insane regulations, and zero room for mistakes. But Xiaomi didn't play it safe. They proved that tech companies didn't want to power the future anymore. They want to drive it. Samsung reshaped their phones. Google re-architected how software thinks. Apple refined their hardware near perfection. And Xiaomi showed that tech companies can also build cars. None of these innovations were small. Every one of them pushed the industry forward. But there's one question left. What if the real winner is not the company which are making the products, but the company which is making all of these possible? The chips training the AI, the hardware powering the breakthrough, the technology running silently underneath almost everything we talked about. That's why the tech company of the year 2025 isn't the loudest, it's the most essential. The title goes to Nvidia. Comment down below which company you think did the best in 2025. See you in the next video.